yourself today, and you have a very special guest, Sergeant Salsten from Deathhammer. Thank you so much, Daniel, for joining us.
No problem.
Daniel has an amazing collection, as he has amazing music as well. And Daniel, how you start your collection?
I think with the vinyl records I started getting them something like 19 years ago, maybe 2002, something like that. Started going to record fairs around in Hamar, where I'm from. Yeah, so I started getting some 80s metal vinyls and black metal things. I think some of the first stuff I started buying on LP was maybe Dark Throne. Yeah, probably Dark Throne. Yeah.
The first one.
Yeah, all the Dark Throne stuff, and then yeah, that started. That escalated. I used all my confirmation money to buy the original pressings of the Dark Throne albums. So,
Super cool.
Yeah, they cost way more now, so it was good anyway, I guess.
Kind of investment for
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
And do you remember which one? So the first LP was Dark Throne.
Yeah, must have been Dark Throne. Possibly Panzerfaust and Goat Lord, I think, was the first ones I got.
And nowadays, how is your collection?
I've just bought more and more, and yeah, now I have this room just full of records. So there's quite a lot. I haven't bothered to count them, so that I guess that speaks for itself that it's becoming quite a bit. So I don't know how many it is. Maybe 2,000 or something. I don't know.
So I know that's a little bit hard, especially from this big collection and from a musician as well. But I ask you to pick up like 5 meaningful albums from your collection, so we can start maybe showing a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's start for, it's not a order of the 50th to the 1st, but like just 5 meaningful albums. So can show us the 51?
Yeah. So I almost was just going to show this because it's a 5 LP box set with the band Formel 1 from the DDR from East Germany. So this is like total cult heavy metal. I think that's one of the best heavy metal bands of all time. They played in front of like massive audiences in East Germany, and they were like the Judas Priest from the DDR or something, but they never managed to release a record because of the Iron Curtain and the conditions and shit. So they remain quite obscure to this day, and it's hard to find even on the internet. But then I managed to get this 5 LP totally killer box, which has all the studio recordings that they actually did in the 80s, and with the actually records that they never released. And it's yeah, it's 400 copies of this.
Wow.
So now it's getting very hard to find for a decent price.
So these are very hard, like,
Yeah, I'm very happy.
edition to find.
I'm very happy that I have it. I always dub it onto tape at least a couple of times a year and give it to people at festivals and stuff, because I know it's so hard to find and most people haven't heard it. So I like to be a bit of an ambassador for this band, to spread it around a bit.
Super cool.
One of my personal favorites for sure.
So Elder Rocker Formel.
Yeah.
Nice. And the 4th one?
Yes, and this is maybe the most important one. Creator, Endless Pain. This is a record that me and Kato Sadomancer. We, when I used to come down to his place to record Deathhammer stuff, took a long time, maybe 6 to 8 hours to get down there. And then when I got to his place, I was already drunk usually, and then he was also drunk, and then we were in a good mood and wanted to thrash. But sometimes when we were supposed to rehearse Deathhammer songs, we would just play the entire Endless Pain album, because we both know it by heart, all the riffs, all the drum parts, all the stuff.
And I see it's a customized as well. The cover.
Because one time when I was listening to it by myself, of course I needed to have all the candles and the right atmosphere, you know. So I put this up in front of myself and I started headbanging. And then the air from my hair made the LP fall over, and it fell over on top of a candle, and I couldn't see because I was still headbanging. And then when I looked up, I was like, "Ah, Endless Pain is on fire!" And then I had to save it, and then it just got this perfect burn.
Endless Pain is in pain.
And then like I said, Mr. Sadomancer himself, which I have this cool bond with this record in particular. So I found a picture of him, and then and he fits perfect. So now Sadomancer is the tormentor. But actually I had quite fun with this. So sometimes I change it around. So put other stuff inside, like inner sleeves from other records. So now it's like Charlie Benante from Anthrax is the tormentor. Depends on the mood, you know. Just for fun.
Super cool. Nice. So creator, Endless Pain. And the third one?
Yeah. The third one, this is Soothsayer from Quebec, Canada, French Canada. They are a very important thrash band for me. I got this tattoo from their demo when I was 18. It was my first tattoo. They're just I always thought they were very underrated thrash metal band, which they mean a lot to me. And like the vocalist has become one of my biggest influences ever.
Canada has a lot of good thrash metal bands.
Yeah, and usually people listen to their demo, which is maybe the best one, but because it's more violent, super Slayer kind of merciless stuff. This is more fun, kind of thrashcore kind of thing. But so this is a bit overlooked, I think. But in my close circle of friends, when I was a teenager, we sort of had our own little cult following of this record. Because even though most people don't know this record, in my small group of friends, everybody had this record. So every time we had parties during the teenage years, no matter who I was visiting, we always picked up this record. So it's like I have a lot of nostalgic
memories.
Yeah, so that's why.
Super cool. And the cover is also a piece of art.
Yeah, it's a real fun kind of crossover artwork.
Soothsayer, have a good time.
Yeah.
And so the second one?
Yeah, that would be Slayer Live 83. Because for many years I was always looking for the perfect Slayer bootleg, because I worship the style of like very early Slayer. You know, like Son of Mercy era, when they still had that touch of heavy metal.
The fresh Slayer.
Yeah, before they became like super brutal, even though I worship that too. But so I knew that they had so many songs from that era that they never recorded on Son of Mercy. That just got they just disappeared into obscurity. So I always thought it would be so great to have a record collecting all these obscure songs. I never managed to find it anywhere because I've been to a lot of record fairs over the years. That's probably my go-to place to get records. That's how it started, like I mentioned. And that's how it happened. Suddenly I was, one day I was at this record fair in Oslo, and I stumbled across this record. And it has all those obscure Slayer songs like Ice Titan, Simple Aggression, Assassin, and just like for nerds of Slayer, this is perfect.
Cool, so it's a bootleg of Slayer live in 83. Nice. And for the very first one, what you have here?
Yeah, this is very different from the other ones, but extremely important for me is this svenska supervisor, Bengt Sand.
It's svenska?
Yeah, it's written in that way just for aesthetic value, I guess. But
I can see that's the Swedish, I guess, for the flag.
Yeah, this is it's total Swedish. Very Swedish. It's just drinking songs in Swedish. it's they have a big culture for that in Sweden, like schnapps, viser, or having a little song when you drink your liquor. And Bengt Sand is just one of my favorite artists of all time. I love all his shit. He's got like some records with dirty, sexual kind of childish songs, and he has some political songs, and he's just an all-round great something like singer, songwriter, or whatever, folk, whatever. But this
it's a party album.
it's a party album, yeah, you could say for sure. It's just all recorded live with these two guys, and every time they say scroll, they have a grog, so you can hear they get drunker throughout the record, and it's got just this very fun vibe. It can be very destructive to listen to, because if you sit like this with your friend, and you imitate the record completely and have a drink at the same time, they have a drink, you become
A little bit drunk.
yeah, you become a little bit drunk, so it's a bit dangerous record. And so in a hidden way, it's the most brutal record of all of these.
I can see. Yeah. So it's Vanka's Supervisor, Bang Sand and Runa are as the name of them.
Yeah, and I had to get on another copy. Thank you, Mia, because it was starting to get worn out, because the party.
Get hard.
Yeah, because of that's the essence of this record. You're not always so clear-headed when you listen to it.
Cool. And talking a little bit actually about also, thank you so much for sharing the vinyls with us. I think now we have a lot of must to listen. And I would like you to talk a little bit about the future for Deathhammer, your band.
Yeah.
You're recording a new album right now, right?
That's true. After COVID, I came in. We haven't been able to play any concerts, or a couple of concerts only. But so we've been able to focus a lot on the creative sides of the band. So we recorded a new album called Electric Warfare.
Electric Warfare.
Yeah, and it's going to be out this year. We're in the mixing process now. We totally recorded it, and. Kato has made like
Sadomancer.
Yeah, Sadomancer. Yeah, has made songs that are very epic and long, and like has a lot of. It's more intricate, and my songs are very to the point. But as a whole, they fit together. It's going to be a great record, I think. Very merciless.
We don't expect less than that for Deathhammer.
Yeah.
I guess. And doing the plague year, it's hard to do concerts right now, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we have been able to. We've never really been a rehearsing band like it's before. I just go down. We used to go down to his place, which is far away, and we just do everything in a weekend, with lots of booze involved. But now we have a more normal structure to the band. Like we rehearse almost every week, so that has had its I think has an effect on the sound, that we sound more together, and it sounds more like a band, I guess, but I don't know. But still, it sounds maybe like we wimped out or something. We will never wimp out, of course. It's brutal.
And how is the process? They say that you don't rehearse that much. So how guys you like bond the ideas together? How is like this for the process? How you get inspired to write or to play? It's of course by this amazing collection, but
yeah, well, we're always been on the same wavelength, so to speak. So when we get together, I present him a few riffs, and then he knows exactly what I'm thinking, and he gets totally into it. We don't have to speak so much about it because we have an understanding.
A connection.
Yeah, and it's been like that since the first rehearsal, and of course even more now after 16 years. So yeah, we're not the kind of band that has to dwell on things and jam. We never jam and then shit pop up. We're not like that. We have my ideas, he has his ideas, and they just fit perfectly together, and then it just happens very naturally.
Yeah, also because we're very good friends, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly. So yeah. where I couldn't imagine anybody else in this dynamic, because we're totally like an entity, if you know what I mean.
Of course. Sergeant Salsten, tusen tack for the interview. I think that there's something else that you would like to share with us. Maybe some vinyls. I see a little bit of a pillow there. Maybe.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, I guess very fast, just because I tried to get through them all and it was so hard to choose. So here are some honorable mentions. This is Inri, Sarcofago.
Brasil, Sarcófago.
The most evil shit. I was always looking for a good pressing sounding great from that one in my teens, and I found this Black Walnut. Black Oak, Arkansas, also a very important band for me. Super great.
Nice trousers.
Southern rock, fucking great. Also this I found at Neseblo in 2004 or something. I think it cost only 300 kroner. First pressing of Battery Return. One of the best Blackwood albums of all time, maybe the most evil record ever recorded. And you have to get 80s pressings from the Battery records, otherwise they sound like shit. So I'm glad I have that.
Listen this, otherwise they sound like shit.
Yeah. And there's too much cool shit, I guess. Yeah, I have to show this. Fate's Warning, Awakening Guardian.
Fate's Warning.
It's my favorite pure heavy metal record of all time. Super dreamlike, atmospheric album. Takes you to another place. John Arch, it's godly. Nice. Yeah, I could go on all day, but so I have to stop, I guess.
No, I think you have time to show a little bit more. I guess our audience is not tired.
Alright. Hellhammer, Demon Entrails. This is the collection that came out, I don't remember, but it's got all the great shit. Triumph of Death, Death Fiend, and of course Satanic Rites, which I think is the best demo of all time. Yeah!
Cool.
Only Death is Real. Wonder by Blood, it's the record I've listened to the most times in my entire life, for sure. We just listened to it every weekend when we were younger, and just going crazy, destroying everything. Nothing special about this pressing in particular, but yeah, one of my favorite records and one of the most important records.
Exodus, Bonded by Blood.
Paul Baloff is the god of thrash. And yeah, maybe I also show this Bursum Aske. This is like a bootleg of the original one, just to make it look completely like the original one with anti-mosh, anti-lave, all this cool shit. I got this as a present from Steve, thank you. And yeah, of course, I'm a maniac of Bursum, and I just love that shit. It's meant a lot to me for listening to Bursum.
No fun of corner much.
All the time since I was 13. Just it's nothing like it.
Okay. Do you have something to tell to the fans of Deathhammer?
Yes. Expect no mercy, maniacs. We are coming to destroy you once again. Thrashing madness eternal. We burn the night.
Metal Chef!